Hi there, boys and girls. Before we start 3-2, let's take a look at a preview of lesson 3-2. And let's take a look at the basic unit of length in the metric system. We call that a meter. All other metric units of length are defined in terms of the meter. So everything is based on the meter in the metric system. The chart below summarizes the most commonly used metric units of length. Okay. And these are your most commonly used metric units of length: a millimeter, centimeter, a meter, and a kilometer. The symbol for a millimeter will be mm, centimeter cm, meter m, and kilometer km. Okay, and if you recall in 3-1 we talked about decimals in the place value system. So when you talk about a millimeter, it is in the thousands place value. Centimeter is in the hundreds place value. A meter is in the ones place, and the kilometer is in the thousands place. Okay. Again, if you notice, thousand doesn't have a th, meaning this is before, this digit is before the decimal. Thousands, okay, in this case has a th, therefore it is 3 digits after the decimal. Okay, and in this case a thousand is 4 digits before the decimal. Okay, so those are the common units of length for the metric system. And a metric ruler or tape, okay, tape measure, sorry, is easy to read. The ruler below is labeled using centimeters. So if you look at the centimeter ruler, this is how it looks like. Okay, 1 centimeter all the way to 10 centimeters. Okay, what you also notice in this is that, okay, there are 10 hash marks before you get to 1 centimeter. There are 10 divisions before you get to each centimeter. So you have 10 divisions before you get to 2 centimeters, 10 divisions before you get to 3 centimeters, and so on and so forth. Okay, and if we are going to use this ruler to measure this pencil, for example, okay, this pencil is about 12 centimeters long. Okay, the reason why it's about 12 centimeters long is because it is a little bit over 12 centimeters, and the word about suggests that we are estimating. Okay, so this pencil is about 12 centimeters. Okay, in this particular example. Okay, and to read millimeters, you count each individual unit or mark on the metric unit. Okay, there are 10 millimeter marks for each centimeter mark. So going back here, if you look at our centimeter ruler, this is 1 centimeter, but there are 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. Okay, 10 millimeters in each of those centimeters. Okay, so if we make that bigger, okay, this is how we can make that bigger right there. So you will notice that there will be 10 millimeters, okay, in each of those centimeters. Okay, okay. So in this case, if we look at our centimeter ruler and read it in millimeters, the pencil is about 124 millimeters long. Okay, so it's 124 millimeters long, and we know for a fact that if you get 124 millimeters and convert it into centimeters, it's 12.4 centimeters. There's the number 12, and you count 4 millimeters. That accounts for the 4 in the tens place of 12.4 centimeters. Okay, and moving on, there are 100 centimeters in a meter, just like there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. Okay, since there are 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter, there are 10 times 100 or 1000 millimeters in a meter. Okay, the pencil is 124 over 1,000 of a meter, or 0.124 meters long. And if you recall from our last lesson, 124 over 1,000, since this is in the thousands place, we will put 4 in the thousands place. That's 3 digits after the decimal, and that's the reason why it comes out as 0.124. Okay, so 124 millimeters is equal to 0.124 of a meter. Okay, so that's just a little bit of an introduction to our lesson, and let's continue. After that introduction, let's take a look at lesson 3-2, integration measurement, length in the metric system. And in this lesson, you learn to show relationships among metric units of length and to measure line segments. Okay, let's take a look at this example in the Olympics. In the 1996 Summer Olympics, Michael Johnson became the first man to win both the 200-meter and 400-meter races. Most Olympic events use the metric system. Everybody else uses the metric system, except for, of course, for our country. Okay. To measure length, the basic unit of length in the metric system is the meter. All other metric units of length are defined in terms of the meter. We discussed that in the introduction. Okay. Decimals are used in the metric system. The chart summarizes the most commonly used metric units of length, and this is also what we've discussed in the introduction. Okay, a preview of 3-2. So you have a meter, symbol mm. It's in the thousands place. The size of it is 0.001 of a meter, and it looks it is very similar to a thickness of a dime. That's how a millimeter looks like. Okay, that's the length of a millimeter, thickness of a dime. Centimeter, symbol cm. It's located in the hundreds place in the decimal place value system. 0.01 as a decimal, 0.01 of a meter, and the length is the width of a large paper clip. So if you get a large paper clip, the width of that is probably a centimeter. Meter, the symbol is m, meaning is it's in the ones place in the place value system. Obviously, it's going to be 1.0 meter. Okay, and the approximate length of a meter is the width of a doorway. So if you look at the width of the doorway, it's approximately 1 meter. Kilometer, symbol is km, located in the thousands place. Okay, without the th. The size of a kilometer is 1,000 meters, and an approximate length, distance of it is around 6 city blocks is a kilometer. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples and how to determine or how to use those units of length. Write the unit of length, millimeter, centimeter, meter, or kilometer that you would use to measure each of the following. Then estimate each measure. Let's talk about the thickness of a nickel. Since a nickel is thin, the millimeter is the appropriate unit. The thickness of a nickel is a little more than the thickness of a dime. So the thickness of a nickel is about 2 millimeters, okay, approximately. Length of a baseball bat. Since the length of the baseball bat is close to the width of a doorway, the meter is the appropriate unit. The length of the baseball bat is about 1 meter, okay. And example number 3, on the map, what is the distance between San Antonio, Houston, in centimeters and in millimeters? Okay, this is San Antonio right here, not too clear, and this is Houston right here, and this is our ruler. Okay, yeah, this is our centimeter ruler. If you look at this very carefully right here, okay, that's the distance around that area. Okay, so the distance is about 7.3 centimeters. or convert that to millimeters, 73 millimeters. Okay, so the distance is around 7.3 centimeters or 73 millimeters. Last example, let's take a look at this chameleon. Use a centimeter ruler to measure the length of the body of the chameleon as shown in the photo. Okay, in the photo, the length of the body of the chameleon is about 9 centimeters. Okay, so when you talk about a chameleon, if you've seen it in a zoo or something, the length of the body is roughly around 9 centimeters. Okay. And that's about it. Okay, very easy and very quick lesson. On Google Forms, type a summary of what you've learned by responding to the objective of the lesson, and type a question that you may want to ask in class. Thank you.